Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang. I'm Ben. Of course, you knew that. It's my channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe. See, didn't wait 2 hours this week to say that. This week, we have returning for, I don't know, let's say the 10th time. Sure, let's go with that. Alumni of the channel from the very start. My brother James, JJ's House of Jams from the OC.
Rock on, superstars, guitar freaks. So good to see you all, man.
We already got 33 people in here. We've got, what? Wait, before we do roll call. First thing, I found this. I was over at the LC, and just for an occasion, I found a boutique lager for once, instead of, it's not an IPA, called El Gringo. And I thought, well, geez, that's me. You know, and then it says La Pachanga. Sure, let's go with that. But it's made up in Canada, which is outside Ottawa. So it's Canadian Spanish lager. I don't know. Contains barley. Well, that's handy. Says to store it between 2 and 6 degrees Celsius. So basically ice cold so you don't taste it. So let's see. Who do we got in here? We've got iRock Z Blues. Well, iRock Z Blues on this channel. Tim Thomas. Janice Lala. Chris Thomas tuning in from Coburg, Ontario. Symmetry. He's out on the west coast of Canada. Along with John Duchesne, also a BC boy. We've got the one and only Margarine Dontilio himself, RJ Rontilio, in the house. We got the hitman Dwight Bailey, the one and only Tinkerbell. Yep, he snuck in again. Thomas Santiago. Dan of New Jersey, Christian Hunter, Benjamin Payne, L&M Guitar Corner, Cushman NYC, Randy Crooks, Absolute Mayhem. Let's see here. Did I say Dan of New Jersey? Just did. Not twice, Kurt, sure. Craig Tomlinson's here. Awesome. Grandpa Guitarist made it. Awesome. Let's see. We're more than a minute in. Unfucking Believables here. Nice. Vin's RJ. Let's see here. Billy Baloney. Great to see Billy. Simon Hosford. Enjoying that new pedal, I hope. Michael B. Great to see Michael B in here. Mojo67. Rhodey's Jam Cave. Other Left. Terry Himes, TEC 64, Martin Lemaire. These are all the early birds. Crazy. Yeah. House of Twang, I saw there. Music Therapy Laz, our Hungarian homie. Scott Brockaway. He's coming on. He's back in a couple of weeks. JP Page 2. There we go. Yeah, not too shabby. It's drinkable, which is not normal for a craft beer for me.
I didn't even hear what you said, what beer it was. Looks like a rock star to me.
El Gringo. I don't know. Make a cool tattoo.
Oh, there you go. Check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cerveza.
Cool tunes made easy. Nice, nice. John Duchesne hates craft beer. Yeah, so do I usually. That's why I just stick to the major brands. You can find them anywhere, and they taste the same anywhere. It's kind of like eating at McDonald's. It tastes like crap nowhere, whichever location you attend.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Extreme Brian.
Yeah,
BC
right
Rich
on.
581. Uh-oh. Dang it. I didn't warn you, JJ. So, yeah. So Mayhem...
Yeah, I see that.
Or should we call him the Crazy Gardener? Brought over these, I don't know if you would call it a challenge blunt. Things that, I don't know what's in here, but it's like the best of the best. And he sent me a bunch of these pre-rolls.
Oh, my Lord, look at that.
But he knew you were coming over. So he brought over another container. I don't know if I could finish this or not, but...
That one's a challenge, huh? Top strain.
Oh. Well, what he did was he took the best of the best buds, and he's mixed 4 strains in, and I'm pretty sure there's some Keef in there, and some Moon Rocks, and probably a little PCP. Who knows with Mayhem? Jesus, please. But, hey, Hit Metalworks. Did I say hey to Hit Metalworks? What we did? Oh, and Terry's 3Gs. Should say hey to Terry, moderator to the stars, and me. The original moderator to the stars.
Man, chat is flowing.
It is.
It's nuts. I'm probably missing questions. Yeah, right on. Randy Crooks, Ibanez.
AQ Music. Good to see AQ Music in here. I know that name. They still make PCP? I don't know. Maybe. Number 3 seemed to hit you harder than number 4. I agree, but that number 3, it was labeled Ben won't be able to talk. Oh, Mike Jones says I'm on day 7 without weed. Pop some edibles to celebrate. That works. Hey, Chris. He's going to be joining me. He's got the old Christmas tree there. I was going to say, and the channel members have the special emoji. And once we get 7
Christmas
more
tree?
channel members, I'll be able to add 1 more. And maybe we'll find a blunt of some kind. We'll do that as one. I don't know. There you go, Chris. It's not that far to Coburg. Zach Thong.
Yeah, right on, Zach.
Absolute Mayhem. We were talking about a road trip up to Cosmo Music. Next month, you and I, Cosmo, because I'm saving up. They got one of those Duesenberg trims in stock, JJ, you know, where it just goes on your tailpiece to make any non-wiggle stick guitar into a wiggle stick guitar. So I think I'm going to get one of those. Got them on sale, too.
Well,
so I just got to save up. So once I save up the money, because I may have another pedal on the way.
From Lawrence?
Yeah, of course.
Sweet.
I can't talk about it yet, but it'll be out at the end of the month as a limited run pedal. And hopefully, if our mail system cooperates, I'll have the pedal in time to shoot the demo in time for the release day thing. Sure. Yeah, the Duesenberg trim. Yeah, that's what it is. TC. They say hey to Preston Smith. Hip Metalwork says never made it to Cosmo when I was in Ontario. Dude, that is it's a superstore. Unbelievable says I can talk about it. Yeah, you can, because he's owned one for a couple of months now.
One of those
one of those Duesenberg trims.
Right.
Mayhem's in.
Know what it is, man. What's a Duesenberg trim then? Explain.
The Duesenberg, what you do is like on your Les Paul, you get rid of your tailpiece, and it's like a wraparound tailpiece that will pivot. So
and it attaches where? You don't screw it on?
No, it just uses the 2 posts for the tailpiece.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a combination wraparound tailpiece with I don't know, some kind of spring action.
Okay.
I'm sure it's some kind of chicanery and voodoo, but they seem to work. And I like that. It's a really cool device. And Duesenberg's cool enough to actually sell it as a standalone item. And they're not just like, hey, you got to buy one of... he says, need a roller bridge for the best use out of it. Well, yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah. Well, get it. Do a demo. I want to check that thing out, man. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Kind of like a Bigsby Vibraprint. Kind of. Yeah, in that same family. Terry knows. Yeah, Terry knows.
Yeah, no holes needed. Sweet.
I tried Duesenberg. Hey, Ron Limber.
Man, haven't seen you guys in a while. It's stoked to be back.
Brian's asking what amp you rocking these days.
Right now, triple rectifier, Mesa Boogie. It's just freaking gnarly. Yeah.
There's Paul Leonard Ewing. He says, just bought a Klon that is a fuzz. Okay, sure.
Preston, yes.
They're also called Stetson tremolos or tremolos. Or tremolos. Or tremolos. Nice. Did I say hey to Janice? Good to see Janice in here.
Hey, rock on, Janice. Superstar.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mayhem, this kind of grabs you by the boo-boo. Not going to lie. Question for JJ. Has the band been out gigging? Also, what is it for fave song to play live?
No gigs. That's just kind of really been starting. And but rehearsing and writing. Still, I mean, it's been writing, and we're back in a rehearsal room. Slightly new lineup, different bass player now. So we've got this badass bass player, another San Clemente, just a legend from old
And
school.
another drummer now?
Same drummer. Yeah,
I
same
thought,
lineup.
I thought your drummer quit.
No, it's amazing how things go full circle. You know, no, he's back. We're back on.
So
man.
he's back and Joe's out. What the hell?
Joe's out. Yeah. Joe's like in 3 or 4 other bands, plus his
That's the thing. Joe, and yet Joe could be like off doing his own thing for 4 months. And if you called him up at the last thing, you're like, hey, we got a set to do. You know, can you come? He's like, yeah, sure. I'm there.
Yeah, Joe's a whore for music, man. Joe is totally reliable, but he's just, you know, too many bands, and he's got other things he wants to do, and it put things stagnant for a little bit. But we're back in, and we're rocking, man. I'm super psyched. So hopefully gigs soon. You know, it's still a little paranoid everywhere. No, there we go. I went to Nerd Halen last Sunday, didn't I?
Right.
And that was, what a night. I mean, that was. You know, you got to support Caleb and the boys, and I've seen them a few times before, and they really are an incredible band. You know, it's, you know, and for me, you get full Van Halen, you get the whole set, as jokey and nerdy as the show is, because it's a show, man. It's as Vegas as it gets. It's freaking brilliant, but you get serious Van Halen tunes rocked to the max, and it's mind blowing. And at that particular gig, they had a killer sound. Sound was intense. And what a show. You could tell they were hyped because it was their first show in freaking forever. But the vibe, you know, even though it was packed, it was like, you know, 50% mask, 50% no mask. And there is that paranoia feeling. And Hal made light of it and some brilliant jokes cracked about it, you know, how we're all willing to, you know, potentially kill ourselves to come and see them.
Right.
He made sure it was a... But, dude, the vibes are different in a room, you know? The vibes are different. I don't know who else has been at gigs in the last few months.
I heard some friends of mine were actually, I had some friends doing a duo thing last weekend. And then alumni of the Sunday Night Hang, Dan and Matt from Sleazer, the Weezer tribute act.
Right, yeah.
They were playing at a festival yesterday at the Voodoo Rock Fest. Also, shameless plug, apparently... L&M Guitar Corner's doing a video on Thursday on how to wire a Jimmy Page wiring setup. Very cool.
Yes, I saw that on Laz's show this morning. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
and there was rumor that he was in jail, but apparently he isn't. There he is.
Hold the phone.
Cousin
Aaron.
Doug down and back with Corn Doug.
Oh, Doug, well, I see Aaron there. What on, my brother? Yes. Good to see you.
And for those who may have missed it, last Friday's video did an unboxing with Doug. Doug was here last week. Yeah, good to see brother Aaron in here.
Yeah, it's trippy seeing the big festivals on like YouTube. I mean, they're still like kind of really happening.
Thank you.
Seeing tens of thousands of people all kind of huddled up together, it just trips me out. It's wonderful to see because the world's reopening, but my Lord, it's a trip. So, yeah, gigs hopefully real soon, but it's still kind of crazy out there, man.
Yeah, there was an incident involving a restaurant chain. Yeah. And Tom, it's okay you're not overly late. You're here. So, Chris is asking how's the spliff? Well, we're down to what the size of a normal one is now.
I guess I should get my fingers doing something.
Hey, Charlie S. He says, JJ, miss you, dude. Hope all is good, my brother.
Yeah, right on, Charlie S. Good to see you, brother. Everything is well. Everything is well. Just been a lurker. I've been lurking for a while, man. Don't think I've missed anything.
No, it's funny because I know, you know, I know where you usually are lurking or something, and then someone will be like one of those things.
Sometimes while I'm lurking,
someone will just reference you or something, and then all of a sudden there you are.
Yeah. No, I'm around, man. Just you know, different headspace sometimes. Your head trips out, you know.
Yeah. But, I get it.
But the music is full and fresh. I play every day. You got to keep practicing, everyone. You know, it's my drug, man. And I know a lot of other people's. I'll tell you one thing. I ain't smoked cigarettes in 2 weeks, so I'm very proud of myself for that. I don't know how the hell I pulled it off, but I have.
Nice.
Well, I do know how I pulled it off. Chantix, which apparently you're not meant to take now. And I made a phone call the other day because I was reading about the side effects because they're freaking gnarly. If anyone knows about freaking Chantix, It's full time. I don't know what the hell's going on with that stuff, but it stopped me smoking cigarettes. But the side effects were crazy, so I called up about them, and they said no, they're off the market now because I'd had them stashed from the last time.
Oh yeah.
And they said they're off the market, and I read up about why, and I'm like, holy shit. So, but I've got only like another 10 to go for that dose, and I'm done. But no smoking 2 weeks. I'm freaking.
When another OGs of the channel, Eddie Van Haskell in the house.
Oh, no shit. A lot of old schoolers, man.
Love it. We got 70 people watching.
Simon Hosford, welcome to the fucking team. I seen him rocking some shows.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Ben Tom's asking if we've seen the video where Eric Gales talks about how music got him off of drugs. Yes. Hey, birthday Tony.
Do you remember seeing him at NAMM, Ben?
Yes.
Were you with me at NAMM watching him? He blew my freaking mind.
Yeah.
I knew he was, but then he's left-handed, upside down. And I'm like, what on earth is happening here? And he was just incredible. He was jamming with, who's the dude who wears the hat? What's his name?
Greg Koch.
Yeah, and Greg was incredible, but that guy just, I mean, even Greg was in awe. It was like, holy crap, that guy's someone else. Yeah, rock on, Simon. Good day, mate.
Van Haskell says, music got me into drugs.
Yeah, no shit. Same as me.
Yeah, yeah.
I think music's about the most addictive drug, isn't it?
Pretty much. Let's see here. Where did he see that? Oh, Unfucking Believable asks, what's on JJ's pedal board? Aha.
Oh, interesting days on that one. Hybrid theory. So rocking my Helix because that just blows my freaking mind, and it's mainly for the routing. I mean, the Helix is just incredible. Number one in my choice. And I'm also rocking a couple of pedals because I've always wanted to run a real overdrive in the front. There's something, it gives it a kind of a sparkle. Gives it something, gives it a feel. And I love my OCDs. But
yeah, you do.
Dude, after watching that freaking Tone Talk with Dave, when he was releasing some certain secrets about certain pedals and pedals I'd had in the past.
Right.
And I'm like, I gotta get it again. Like the Polara. I had the Polara, sold that when I got my Helix, but could never get that sound out of the reverbs. They got some killer reverbs, but that Polara is, and to hear it come out of Dave Friedman's mouth, which is God to me, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Then you know, because that was the secret weapon. Oh, yeah, Caleb rocks one on his board. It's really just incredible.
I think Ben Tom has one. Scott's asking which Tone Talk that was the Tone Talk yesterday?
No, this was the one when it was rack units.
Oh, okay, that one.
And preamps. So they were talking about rack units, but they had to bring in the pedals because racks disappeared. So they went, what pedals to get closest to emulate those classic vintage rack systems? And he listed 2 or 3 different pedals. Yeah.
Hey,
so yeah, I'll show you. I'm rocking a couple. Let's have a look, eh? That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Good to see you made it, my friend.
So, and I scored some pedals. I made a freaking deal of a lifetime, which ended up coming with a pedal board with pedals. I'll tell you about that one in a minute. So, yeah.
Speaking of reverbs, you should check out the LPD reverb, JJ.
Which one?
Lawrence does a reverb now.
Yeah, yes. I played Lawrence's pedals at NAMM.
Yeah, but he didn't have the reverb at the time.
Well, I fell in love. I think it was with the 87.
Yeah.
And we were talking then about, wouldn't it be great to have 2 87s or whatever on, just to have 2 options and he ended up doing that pedal, which would be, that's the one, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. I think it was I mean, they all blew my mind, but oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, I just
find this real quick. Where the hell is everything?
I've got 5 on the board right now, and there's a 6th on the way.
Oh, sweet! Here we go.
Hey, Sean Zimmerman, Fret Level Midnight.
Here we go. So here's the 2.
Will Varilla's in here?
Yeah.
Leave a thumbs up, please, folks. Helps us out. Oh, yeah. What you got there?
That's the Polara.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which is sick. And it's got that choir one. I can't remember what they call it. I can't even read. But the worst thing about the Polara is you can't read the writing. Especially when, you know. But it has that kind of choir reverb. It's just, ridiculous.
Okay, yeah.
Now, this one.
Somebody's just messing with me. He's like, only 5? What's the 6th? As if he knows exactly what the 6th is.
What's that?
That will be a new LPD pedal that's not a drive pedal. That'll be out at the end of the month.
It's going to be a modulation pedal for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can get that secret out of you.
Well, actually, no, I think I know he's been. Wait a minute. Come to think of it, yeah, he talked about it in our chat last week. So it's a chorus pedal.
All right, sweet. There you go.
Yeah.
Based off a CE1 or a CE2?
No, it's a 4-knobber. It's got your depth, your rate. The rate you can go all the way down to nothing, so you can actually hold it in place for weird filter stuff, which is awesome. A blend and a tone.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, this is that other pedal, and this is what Max. They recommended for delays, and it's the Hardwire DL8. So,
oh yeah,
it's got a 10-second delay on it. I mean, but it's digital, but it's as close to analog. And again, if Dave Friedman says this is as close as you can get to certain rack delays, which were the ones in the day, I can't even remember what he was saying. But man, as soon as he talked about them, straight on Craigslist, picked a couple up, and then
I thought somebody snuck in. The one and only SPJ himself, alrighty.
Yeah.
Trouble. The
Howdy, neighbor. Howdy, neighbor. We got to get together soon, man.
Chris Baseman says, I still need a chorus and a phaser. Yep. Everybody needs a chorus and a phaser.
Yeah, phasers are sick.
You do. Because if you set them up right, you mix them together, then you can get a good flanger sound. So you don't need necessarily a flanger on the board as well. But you should.
Yeah, but it depends how extreme we want to go with the flangers, don't you?
Because, yeah. I'd rather just set the flanger for something else entirely. That's a whole other all of beeswax.
Well, I mean,
Sean's stereo chorus somehow is still on the board. That MXR stereo chorus is still on my board, primarily because it's a stereo pedal. But I do run a flanger post-it in another chorus and or phaser, or there's an empty modulation spot there that rotates stuff out on the board. Same as there's an overdrive section that rotates out, which currently has the, what's he calling it these days? The LPD Luster, which is his Vox in a box. Which brings to me, this will be a narrow audience since it's a limited run pedal. Anybody that has my signature pedal, the Nice Drive A, if you own a Vox amp, have you tried just pissing off the Vox amp? Because I've been doing that. I've been just slamming it pretty much into my Vox in a box pedal. And it's just awesome. It's very Neil Young, but with a more scoop chimey sound because it's a Voxy sound. And it's just like, fuck, this is awesome. And so I messaged Lawrence and he's like, yeah, right. If there's no audio, then it doesn't exist.
Yeah, Mojo67, he has the Polara. He knows what's up. That thing's just magical. Thomas Santiago. Big love, brother.
Nice. We got 72 watching, 49 thumbs ups, according to Will Varela, another OG member of the chat.
Hey, so when I bought that boogie head that I'm running right now, the triple rectifier, the guy was way inland, and it was a nightmare getting hold of him for days. And we eventually hooked up, and we were all arranged to meet on this Saturday, and he was going to meet me halfway because it was like a 2-hour drive.
Right.
And we'd already arranged the price on the rectifier, and he couldn't meet me halfway. Something was going on with his truck. He said because when he made the ad, it was for a boogie rectifier with an Orange 1x12 cab with the V30, the real deal, and a pedal board with a bunch of pedals on it. And he said he couldn't meet me halfway. He said, if you drive all the way, I'll throw in the pedal board. And I'm like, all right, done deal. I knew there was like 5 or 6 pedals on there. So I drive out, hand him the cash for the amp, which was ridiculous because I study these things on Craigslist and watch them. This was this was a while back when there was still some things moving.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And got the pedal board for free, and with all the pedals, and he had that 1x12 orange, and I said, how about another $100 for the 1x12 orange? And he took it. So I came home, like, just stole this whole deal. And that head's just ridiculous. Two channel Mesa Boogie Rev G, 1997, I believe.
You're just like me. Like, you end up just saying, like, how much for everything? Because you'll just, if you move half of it, it pays for the rest.
Well, dude, the fact he threw in the pedal board with the pedals, and it had a tuner, killer tuner, a Maxon, you know, the green Maxon, Screamer. It had, what else did it have? It's all up here.
Oh, the M's have arrived. Marsman and Mickey Settlemeyer are here.
Yeah, and the flashback and a couple of others. I mean, all decent pedals, so that was a steal. So this got me back into pedals a little bit because all I had was my OCDs and a couple of old ones I'd kept. And, so now I'm rocking the Helix with a pedal board.
So at some point you're going to have to get an 87.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's amazing. I kicked on my OCD the other day at rehearsal through a clean channel.
Right.
And God, that thing's just a Marshall in a box. So I know the 87s are way up there.
Well, and that's the nice thing about the 87 is you set it up like you do your amp, and then you would still hit it with your OCD, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Even with drive, but on a clean tone, running it as a purely Marshall in a box for your distortion.
Yeah.
It really does keep up with a tube amp.
Yeah, like you can run it into your effects return into any amp, and it's going to sound great.
Yeah, if you've got a really cool power amp in your amp, it just, the tone is yeah. I'm still flying the OCD flag, but would love to fly the 87 flag. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll check it out for sure. I'd love all of his pedals. I mean, he's a master in his craft, and I love the designs, and I love the names. He's got it going on, and it's really good to see him up there with the big boys because he absolutely deserves it. Yeah. Still real circuitry, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, unbelievable, is it? There, the 87 crushes Goose It with the Embers, which is his Klon, only better, or the Lost Dutchman, which is basically his Timmy, only better.
Right on, Ben Tom. He kills me. Love you, brother.
Nice. We got 76 people in the house tonight. Great. Thanks everybody for joining in. If you new,
it's wonderful,
please subscribe.
Man. Happy Sunday, man.
Yeah, happy Sunday. Welcome to August. Well, no, we did that last week. Well, we'll do it again this week. Still welcome to August. It's only the 8th. We're still new into August. We're easing into it. Scott's asking which OCD version.
Oh, good luck with that with me, innit, Ben? I'm actually.
Well, I was thinking I still have photos on my phone where we have them all lined up and opened up on your bench.
Yeah,
I was thinking I should send Scott that photo.
Every OCD that was ever made, I got this obsession about it, and they would pop up every now and again. So I think there's 8 in total, apart from the newest one, which is the version 2.
Yeah.
I have all of them, which I believe was 8. I think I have 9 because version 4 had a slightly different circuit, had the version 3 circuit board. Yeah. So, yeah, completely ridiculous. But I have version 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, which are all the ones without the markings or white knobs. And then
Megan, will you stop texting me so I can show off the photo? Seriously.
And they're all very different. And if you want the highest gain one, is that picture? If you want the highest gain, it's version 1.7 is a monster. That'll take you into high gain territories. And also down to just bluesy thickness.
Will, that's good news. Awesome.
Yeah, is that all OTD? It's ridiculous. I mean, who would do that? That's absolutely ridiculous. But man, once that stuff disappears, you want to hold on to them while you've got them. Rare commodities.
All right, I'm waiting for photos to come through because people are sending me photos and stuff. It's one of those shows tonight, apparently. Oh, there we are. All right, so we have first we have Tommy Boy's pedal board currently. That's a lot. That's a lot of Lawrence's pedals. He said, I think 11 Lawrence pedals. There we are.
No, Scott, I don't have the blue germanium one. I think that was last year's, that limited edition. If there was another one to get in the collection, it would be that one.
Oh, well. Well, there we are. Believe me, folks, all those little knobs, see, they're all on Lawrence pedals. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
It doesn't want to focus too well for some reason. Right. Oh, and apparently our friendly gardener wants to report in and just said, JJ, it's only August. That's probably 7 feet tall already.
Look, Sean giving me grief. Look, someone admitting to liking the OCD these days. Dude, it's that pedal is incredible. That's pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a challenge, Sean? I'm going to bring up my number one OCD to your house.
The OG OCD.
That would be 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, but they're all special. They really are. But that 1, 2, or 3 are legendary. I mean, they really are. Incredible pedals. Very different.
Benjamin Payne says, ever thought about having a live chat where you drop a link in the chat and let others join the panel once in a while? We do community hangouts usually once every month or two. And then basically you just hit me up at the email down below and then you can join in on the next community hang. God, man, what the hell was in that thing? Like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then we'll say, you're a regular, semi-regular in the chat. I say semi-regular because you're like in New Zealand, so you...
That was mushrooms, dude. That wasn't weed.
There's something. Blackjack Guitar says it's going to be brutal heat this week. Is it? Great. I got to mow the lawn at some point.
Now, Sean, you've tried a few of LPD's pedals. Sean's tried a couple of them, isn't he?
I don't know if he has. Hey, Dave. Yeah. Dave Durango in the house.
Oh, Tech 64. He's got an 05 OCD, so that's probably a 1.2 or a 1.1. See, I think 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3 were the prototypes because they had slight modifications, mid boosts, bass boosts. Yeah, you've got a magical pedal, probably signed by Rico.
Rico, I stand corrected. Apparently, according to Mayhem, that plant wasn't 7 feet tall; it's 9 feet tall already. So apparently that, sure.
And everyone should have an EQ and going straight into the power amp through the effects loop. That's what I reckon.
Simon asks, what did I say the Dutchman's based off of? Well, basically, you got two circuits. You got the non-punch, we'll call it. I don't know, because I got a toggle switch labeled punch, but it doesn't say anything on the other side, so I guess it's punch engaged or not engaged. I don't have it engaged because I've got other pedals to engage it. So not engaged, it's kind of like a Timmy, but Lawrence is all, I don't do clones of stuff, so it's not a Timmy, but it's a Timmy. It's Unbelievable says it's a Timmy, so he said it. I didn't.
Sean hasn't tried LPD pedals. Well, next time you're down here, bring the stock.
Oh, dude, I'd need a whole separate suitcase to bring the stock at this point.
Whatever.
If I'm driving, definitely, I'll bring fucking lots. See, yeah, and then the punch circuit is like a dimed out plexi. All right, Tom, you got company. That's fine. Lurk away. There's other left. What did he have to say? Because Simon's thanking him, so probably something smart even. Yeah, I think it's based off Timmy. Yeah. Yep, Timmy.
Everything's based off everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I've never played a Timmy, so I don't know, but I like it. It loves tellies. Oh, a telly into the Dutchman with the gain goose just, about 1 o'clock, not too much past noon. And it's just, magic. Magic.
Yeah, look at that. I'm going to screenshot that. I've got to get my phone. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah. There's your serial number, Tech 64. Early serial number. Yeah, check if it's signed by Rico. They're the magic ones, so they say. LPD knows about magic and pedals. It does exist.
Well, I suppose, yeah, we do have some newer people watching. I was like, yeah, like JJ's been on before. Benjamin Payne's like, JJ, you sound like you were raised in England.
Yes. Well, actually, no. Raised abroad, army brat. Father was a major in the British Army. So raised abroad, moved to England when I was like 11, 12. And then States when I was 18. Yeah. But yeah, accent is
Johnny.
wackadoodle. Completely wackadoodle. But yeah, I'm British. What up?
And we're discussing, so the weather for you, it's been kind of cool but hot lately. Have the fires been affecting your area at all?
No, not at all. Not yet. I mean, our fire season, I don't think Orange County doesn't come till a bit later. I mean, it's all been up north. And then I guess that it affects everywhere back east. The wind's just blowing everything that way. But no, nothing. It has been just like scorching hot 90s, 100s, and just, yeah, which I love. But working in it all day long is really tough. It really is. Yeah, it's tough, man. But no complaints coming from England where it's bloody freezing and raining all the time.
Right. You've seen me during the name trip.
Shut up, mate. He says I sound like his ex-wife. She's rambling on in his ear hole. No, Will Varela, not Brooklyn. No. I will tell some people Texas, man, or whatever. No, Texas, y'all. Tech 64, yeah. Soldano Hot Rod 50. It's incredible piece of equipment.
Yeah, I get it. Like, let's be honest, every time I come to visit you, I've just had about enough of winter already. And I just show up and I'm just like, I don't need a jacket.
You show up in snow gear, dude. Because it is middle of winter. It's Nam time when you roll in,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's always hot here and you're like, can't wait till summer when I get back home.
Except this year, since like April, we've had the same, if not warmer weather than you guys. For whatever reason. It's just been that. I was just like, I'm enjoying it. And we even have like the kind of tropical showers. It doesn't just rain all day anymore. Now it just pisses down for half an hour and we're done with it.
Yeah. But at least you do get real summers. Like in England, sometimes it was hit or miss. We could get like a 1 month summer. And then it's like right now, I look at my friends online or whatever, and it's raining. It's like, what? It's summertime. What's going on?
Yeah.
What we got there? Yeah, Sean, 2-channel recto, but it's a triple rec. I mean, you can't get more bass in an amplifier than a triple rectifier. It's ridiculous. But you can always turn it down with it. Do love a dual rec 2-channel, though. And I noticed Zims has got one in his shop. Because he was rocking that Black Knight, that ESP LTD Black Knight the other day. Zims Guitars in Arizona. Superstar he is. And he had a dual channel. It looked like a dual in the background. Hard to tell. But I was thinking, you want to get those ones, man.
So we're getting some weather reports. Preston, who's about 4 or 5 hours north of me, He says it's been very hot there. Feels like a sauna. Johnny, I agree. He says cold snacks help beat this heat. Definitely. Michael Chris says it's rained all summer in New England. Go figure. Yeah, like crazy amounts of rain in Massachusetts. They just broke records for the amount of rain for a month.
Mojo67. Love Texas, man. I toured Texas in the late 90s. We were in Dallas and Fort Worth and Lubbock. Bunch of places all over Texas.
Nice.
It was awesome. We were in the home of Pantera. Went to Vinny and Dime's strip club, and we also did a show where they filmed Cowboys from Hell.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, legendary territory. Love those guys. R.I.P., man.
Yeah, a few people tuning in from Texas here.
And everything is bigger in Texas. It's the truth.
Hey, Jeremy. Good to see you. Another local boy.
Yeah, Ola England always metal in Scott Brockaway. He's a legend. He's a tall bastard as well, isn't he, Ben? We met him.
Yep. I just remember following him into NAM through one of the doors one time, and he stopped because there's like a gridlock at a door. And I'm like, make way for Ola. And he just looked around like, who the fuck is doing that? And I just snickered. Gave me a weird look. Yes, Will, Lawrence, Phil, Dane, Dave R, and unbelievable. He's down in that neighborhoody area. Somebody else too, I think. I don't know. It's hot there. When it's too hot to swim in your swimming pool.
It's never too hot to swim in your swimming pool. I lived in Phoenix for 6 months and it was like 125. I'd be the only guy there, but again, coming from England, you appreciate these things.
Yeah.
You really do. Every English person would be out there. But that place is nuts, man.
Reporting in, Unfucking Believable says, it is a duel at Zim's. Checked it out yesterday.
Yes, right on. Hey, you know the price on that? On Effing Believable? Those things are going for some money right now, but Zim's is, from what I've noticed about Zim's, he sells all his stuff way too cheap. Considering the market, he's the fairest guy in the world.
Hello and welcome, Craig313. He says, hi, my name is Craig. I used to be an alcoholic. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Now I just play a lot of guitar and talk about it all the time. East of Cleveland, Ohio. Nice. I know that neck of the woods. That's nice. Welcome,
Christian Hunter says, I understand England isn't as rainy as it used to be. It's funny that because English people always big up the weather and it's always a little topped up a little bit. Yeah. Trust me, the weather is shite. Love England, but the weather is shite.
Jeez, yeah. Fuck.
You just got to grasp onto it.
So, nope on the app, but he bought 3 guitars.
Wow.
Wait, you aren't collecting at this point. You're hoarding.
Yeah.
He's picked up a few this year.
Yeah, I'll be strolling into Zim's Guitars one day.
Colorado Smoky in Central Colorado. Not the good kind, according to Ed. Well, welcome, Ed. Ooh. Paint Neighbors also east of Cleveland. I'm also east of Cleveland.
Okay, top up required. Be back.
All right, get back to bed, Martin. You got to drive 600 clicks tomorrow? Got to catch the rest on replay? Well, yeah. Check it out on replay as a podcast while you drive. Sure. Might fall asleep while you're driving, listening. I don't know. Chris has family in England, an aunt and uncle and 3 cousins. Nice. I don't know if I have family there now or not. Ken South. All right, see you, Cushman. Have a good night, my friend. Nice. We got 75 people watching. About to be less because we know a couple people are about to dip out. See, they're lurking right now. John's west of Cleveland. Way west. Yes. Oh, here we go. So, Unfucking Believable picked up. Yes, a PRS S2 Vela, a Telly. Nice. And another Framus. Framus? Panthera. Not a
Look
Panthera.
on, Cushman.
Panthera. For those who don't know, a Panthera is a Pantera with a lisp. Terry Himes, 60 miles south of Cleveland. See, we're going from all points from Cleveland. Why? Because they rock. Had to say it. Madison, nice. Hey, Dave Lewis.
Terry Himes, rock on, brother. So I didn't see the end of Laz's guitar mod this morning. Did he screw it up or did he make it survive?
I don't know. I had to dip out too.
Freaking A. People were having heart failure in the chat when he was going to do certain things.
Well, you know, there's a reason I don't do that shit live either anymore. Because remember, I used to do that. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, you got to give it a go. You ain't going to get nowhere if you don't. I mean, fair play for him for giving it a go. I think he pulled it off in the end. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I
give Laz extra credit if Laz is lurking. I give Laz extra credit too because he admits he has no experience doing any of this stuff.
No,
and he's doing it on camera, live without a net. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He rocks it.
All right. See ya, Chris. Have a good night, my friend. You can invade whenever you want to invade. You know that.
Who's Chris, man?
Unfucking believable.
All right, rock on. Take care. Enjoy those guitars. Karma is real. And say hi to Zim. And Neanderthal. Arizona Balls. There's the other one there. Neanderthal. He's out of that area.
Yeah. I knew there was somebody else.
Yeah. There's a few. I think there's a few more as well. So there's a fly in here bugging me. I don't. Is that bad if I swat this thing?
No. I had that happen on a Nez Says show about a week and a half ago. Just one single fly just would not leave me alone.
I swear it's one of them tiny fruit flies. I don't know if it's the same one, but it's been going on for 4 days and it just bugs me. I'll get my torch out in a minute.
Tinkerbell's been looking at a PRS Tremonti, trying to decide on that one. Well, you know the answer when you ask questions like that in these chats. Buy it. The answer is always buy it.
Yes, John DeShane, everybody needs a telly. They're incredible. I was anti-telly for years and years and years. I don't know why. No idea. But, man, I love my telly. Incredible guitars.
Yeah, everybody should have a telly.
I'm a little metal for a telly. So my pickups, I often stare at them. But they will actually get into some territory, man.
Yep. Hairspray takes them down quick. Good call, Johnny.
I tell you, even those freaking $200 what are the ones? The cheap ones, the cheap tellies.
Oh, like a classic vibe?
No, cheaper than that. They're the bottom of the line one.
Well, now you can get like a Donner telly.
No, it's the actual Fender one. It's the Squire. It's the Squire Affinity.
Yeah, the Squire, the classic vibe are cool. No, classic vibe or Affinity.
Yeah,
Affinity.
Are actually really good.
Yeah,
for the money. You can turn that guitar into someone else with a little fretwork, and let's pick one out where it's already good frets.
Mm-hmm.
But the bodies, they got a bit of weight to them. It ain't no cheap guitar. They're badass. The necks are awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because they do that satin finish on them because they don't feel like
the satin finish one. You got to get the wood one, just the bare wood one, the natural color. That's the one, or honey or whatever it is. Yeah, bullet is the bottom line, but
I don't think they make a bullet telly.
Weird shape almost, but that Affinity is incredible.
Yeah, I don't think they make a bullet telly. I think it's only a bullet Strat these days. Let's see. Zach Thong says, put a set of D'Addario XS strings on my acoustic. Amazing strings. They are nice. They are nice.
Yeah, that Johan Segerborn, the Swedish dude who rocks the Marshalls, he swears by those affinities. He's done comparisons against vintage guitars. And
see, now John brings up something. He says the necks are my concern. Yeah, but if it's like an Affinity telly, if the neck goes on it, you just take it off and you just buy buy any whatever you want to spend on a neck. You can buy another cheap one, or you can put
what's with the neck?
A decent neck on it.
What's with the neck? Is it the quality of the truss rod? Because wood's wood. So it can only be the quality. I guess there isn't a glue point on that
Well,
neck, is
no,
there?
but if it's a younger wood or a greener wood,
It's
it's susceptible to twisting. They're
How
a little
young
more
is it?
susceptible
Really?
to twisting.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but other than that,
But I don't know. These days, man, these guitars are so freaking solid. We said
well,
that.
like your
We
guitars
said
go
that about
kind
the
of
Fender Squides
anyway.
back in the 80s. We were saying the same things about that, and they end up being one of the best guitars ever.
Well, so yeah. Meanwhile, you're in Southern California where the weather's the same year round.
true.
Go here where your guitars have to go through 4 seasons.
Yeah, but they still get a punishment in the winter though, a little bit of a punishment. Not like there though.
No.
Well, if they've been bad,
Do
they
they
deserve
or anyone make a 7-string telly? I think I have
interesting.
seen a 7-string Chapman, I think, did a 7-string.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of
shape.
people out there who've done telly style,
Yeah.
T style, whatever. Yeah, Ola's T style solos do look nice, my tree. They do. Nothing but respect for Ola and his guitars. I really want that neon yellow one. It's got my name on it.
I'm still working on Project B-Bender. I'm thinking the B-Bender may go on my Mexican telly because I have to do some finagling.
You're and put a B-Bender in. Holy crap.
No, it's a hip shot. It's all bolt-on.
Oh, okay. It's not route out.
No, I'm not that crazy. But
talking 7 strings, I love SPJ rocking the 7-string these days, getting his freaking metal and his riffs on.
Right. Yeah, the Ormsby, right?
Brings the metal out of you. Brings the sludge. Ugh.
Yeah, he does. He was doing that last Thursday.
Yeah, that was a really cool show.
That was a great show, by the way, Sean.
Yeah, that was a really good show. I finished it off when I got home.
And speaking of which, Sean, anytime you want to jump on, just let me know. We'll see.
Chris Thomas is rocking an Affinity Strat.
We'll set something up.
Man, love the guitar talk, boys.
Actually, Michael Krause brings up a good point. The answer to does anyone make is almost always Schecter. Yeah.
Yeah, Will Varela does make a 7-string. It's that they make that signature model for that one guy. I can't remember his name. It's that green one. I tried playing it. The neck is like a log. It's way too big. If you want to go from 6
and you don't mind a big neck,
you really want an Ibanez neck.
Yeah.
Because it's not that different.
Yeah,
so
like
touch,
the only time I could ever play a 7-string was playing yours.
Well, it's like playing a really wide 6-string. It's not huge. When
it's more like playing like a classical.
Like, what? It's like,
yeah, it's like an R5 nut, but with 7 strings.
Yeah, no, I'm too used to the Ibanez ones. Yeah, 7 strings, man, awesome.
Yeah, there you go, Ken. There's your starter telly, the Squier Affinity, Telecaster and Butterscotch, roasted maple neck.
That's it.
Yeah. And if they're roasting Affinity necks
off the back of the neck, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Even the stock pickups in it are badass.
Yeah, they do the job.
Yeah. Well, that Johann Segerborn, he rocks that thing. I mean, he's just like, it blew him away.
Yeah.
And I've played them in the Guitar Center, and every time I'm like, I really should pick one up because they're so cheap. How can they make it? Well, I mean, that one that Johnny Bean's pushing, is it a Glary guitar? Like $60? $60!
Right. I think, they might be a bit more now. Well, was it? RJ did a thing yesterday. He put it out after his live stream. He was playing it on his show. Donner had a Telecaster with like their little fly rig version of a distortion, chorus, and delay, multi-effect. Right. All that for $200.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. We know it's coming from a place with very, very cheap labor, so that's obviously the negative point.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even care. It's got to be a negative point. They're earning nothing to put that guitar together.
Oh yeah. There is a Mr. Burns involved at some point in that supply chain if they're going that
absolutely
cheap.
dreadful, isn't it? Seriously. But yeah, I mean, starter guitars. I mean,
hey, David Scher, thank you very much, my friend.
Man, when I was a kid, there weren't guitars that cheap. You know, in the 80s, and a cheap guitar was still very expensive for the cost of living.
Yeah.
Same for everyone. You know, it was crazy. Doesn't everyone trip out about when they were kids? And if you're around in that era, like late 70s, early 80s, walking into your local mom and pop guitar store, and what was on the wall that you could have got? All those guitars you've seen sitting on that wall. My Lord.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the funny thing. And hey, Ben's World. Brother Ben, just down the road, usually, but he's watching from afar. So he could be camping, perhaps. I don't know. Or he's just in the backyard. Good to see Ben in here. Check out his channel. He's been putting up a lot of original content. Marsman is in here.
Yeah, Marsman, you're a legend. Listening to your show last week with Grumpy Mike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was a really cool show.
Yeah, Grumpy Mike's a cool cat. Oh, Johnny's first guitar was a Guild. Nice.
Scott Brockway. Yeah, I don't think I'd want the Applause and Hondo guitars, but the Hondos, the early Hondos, the made in Japanese Hondos, there were some decent Hondos, wasn't there?
The very, very first ones,
yeah.
But they went to crap pretty quick.
In the 70s.
Yeah. But at the time, the funny part was Hondos and the Japanese Kramers were looked at as basically the same thing. People just looked at it as the same thing. And meanwhile, it's like, no, that's like mine. It's like it's an ESP. You know, it's like.
Right. And Aria as well. Aria Pro 2s. Aria Pro 2s in the 80s. I mean, that's as good as you can get Japanese.
They were known as a great budget guitar. Like so many bass players had Aria Pro basses.
They were made in the top factory by the top luthiers. And the finish was ridiculous.
Meanwhile, but yet their reputation was essentially as like Epiphone is today. You know, it's a good import guitar.
I tell you what, though, there's some badass Epiphones out there. Badass Epiphones. There really are.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of new hollow bodies too. I was looking at. There's some nice stuff. I'm going to hopefully be doing some demos on soon. Hey, Gear Junkie 35. John DeShane had Area Pro. Nice. My dad had an Area Pro.
I mean, as good as it gets, right there. As good as it gets. They just didn't have the, the clickiness, I guess. They were budget. So you didn't want it. You wanted Steve Vai's guitar, man, didn't we? Woo!
I don't know. What did I want?
Yeah, Terry, the early Squier Stratocasters. I mean, that's legendary guitars. If you can find them now.
Like the early 80s MIJ stuff that was coming out that was better than the US stuff being built.
Well, that scared the crap out of Fender, didn't it? Because they said, let's build cheaper ones in Japan. They sent back the demos, and they're like, holy crap, they're better than what we're building.
Yep. And now they're just a boutique, like the Fender Japan. Hey, Mark. Good to see Mark in here.
There you are, lads. We were just discussing your project this morning.
Yeah.
I was watching.
What's up, Laz?
Mark Taft, rock on, brother. Old school right there.
Yeah. Talking about old school, I've known him since the 80s.
There you go. I love it.
Marsman says he still has the 5.
Badass.
Let's see. Billy Baloney had a ton of made in Japan Squires back in the 80s. I kicked myself for selling them. Oh, yeah. They were just seen as like, I don't know, like Epiphones. Like Squires now, I guess. But not really. Yeah.
Well, I think, CNC takes the imperfections out of it. So that made the finish a lot easier for people. Back in the day before CNC, they were still handcrafting them to a point. You know what I mean? Even in the cheap factories, it was still handcrafted, but on a more budget, hack and tear kind of level. But now with CNC, you're getting quite a finished product given to you. So all you're doing is that fine finish.
Speaking of hack and tear, another project has entered the facility that came in a trade. So we'll see what we'll do with that. Video out on that. Maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday.
Right.
We shall see. I'm not giving it away yet, but there was a trade. We made a trade, folks. All right, Will's got to head out.
Rock
Cheers,
on,
buddy.
Will. Take care, brother. Been awesome, man. Yeah, nothing wrong with hack and tear. Sometimes you just got to get it done. I've done
Well,
it.
yeah. Well, let's just say I made a trade. I made a trade on a guitar, and I saw there was a chip out of it, and I could see a different color under it, and I'm like, "Oh, this looks like a refin." He's like, "You think?" And then I flipped it over, and I saw 3 fingerprints in the back, and I went, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a refin, buddy." He's like, "Do you care?" I'm like, "I don't care." Scott says he's going to send me that block and detune soon. Awesome. I don't know what that detune is going to go on yet.
Detuners are cool. You got to tune them in though, man. There's that little tiny weeny set screw that everyone takes for granted. That's the key.
Yep. I think it took me 10 minutes to figure it out.
Fine tuners.
Yeah, I just watched Adam's video on how to do it, and then I made a video of myself doing it.
I need to buy one of Adam's because I think Adam's are going to be machined a lot more perfect than the EVH.
And have you noticed, like, not only now are they on all the EVH guitars coming out, but they're all on the Kramers coming out now. They all have detuners on them.
But they've got to work right. If they don't work right, they're pointless.
Yeah. All right, see you, Sean.
I've got a couple on them. I end up having to block the trem because the detuner doesn't work quite right. When you block the trem, it does, but 9.5s and 10s. Yeah, I use 10s. 9.5s are definitely.
You might be able to dial that in. I can't dial that in, but I know like Adam Reaver could dial that in because he can put a detune on like one of Phil Collins' guitars and make it work. And he's
absolutely. But, like I'm saying, his are probably machined a lot more tighter tolerances than the EVH.
Yeah, it's like getting a German Floyd as opposed to a licensed Floyd.
Absolutely. And those little, because it's so critical where it hits. And there's that little side tuner to compensate between E and D. Once it's dialed, you're there. And you've got to have the correct string tension. It's got to have some good tension. But there, I love my detuners.
Very cool, Zach. Yeah, definitely stop in, check out the Ardens store. Speaking of which, if you've been in the Trent store, apparently there's a boutique builder that started selling some stuff at Ardens. He reached out to me, and I'm going to go over to his workspace this week, check it out, grab a guitar or two to demo. Probably. We'll see what happens.
Well, guitar centers down here are starting to fill back up again. We're seeing stock in these places. Is that the same up in Canada?
Stock is not too bad, but as quick as stuff's going in, it's going out the door. You know, it's barely staying on the shelf. I'll shoot you a text after I'm done, Mark. We'll see, depending on what time it is.
Oh, we got some Seriatone talk going.
But there was the pedal selection was a little light at Long and McQuaid the last time I was in there, but fairly decent guitars. But like the Noventas, they only had one guitar from the entire Noventa series in there, but that was one more than the week before when I went in. So
right,
which Ardens hasn't been able to keep any of those in stock either. They've been selling them as quick as they're coming in. So it's one of the reasons I haven't been out to stores. Like it's just that 80% of the stock is the same stuff that everyone else just glosses over. And then the cool stuff just is gone right away.
Hey, John DeShane, you blew your wad on a Friedman. Guitar or amp? I think it's a guitar. I'd love to know which one.
BE100D.
He bought a BE100 Deluxe. Well, he didn't blow his wad then, did he? He actually invested in it because that's an incredible amp. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing. Incredible. Great information on Tone Talk the other day with Dave.
Yep.
I liked when he was talking about at what volume, because everything's a myth in our heads, but he's a myth buster.
Yeah.
And at what point the power amp starts, you start driving the power amp with a volume. And on he's saying on a B100, you're not going to drive the power amp till you hit about 6. Do you know how loud 6 is? So pretty much that power amp is its natural tone in that usable range. 6 is stadium volume, for crying out loud.
Hey, there's the captain, Michael Smith.
Oh, he wants a Seriatone train wreck. That's Scott Brockway.
Nice.
Yeah. The train wreck.
Preston reports in L&M is decently stocked where he is. They stayed open curbside and delivery. Didn't even lose $1 here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same as here. Symmetry is voting to get John on the show so we can see that BE100. Sure.
Michael Smith, what's up, my brother? Did he just jump in?
Yeah. Yeah, we
right
got Michael
on.
Smith in here.
How are you, Michael? Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Good times, mate. I'm telling you. Can't wait to do that all again.
Yep. 6-string Brian's looking at the Rev 120.
Ooh. Played that. Blew my mind. That was first year he came down to NAMM and he had that booth. And he had that in there and he'd sit in with you and just turn those knobs while you're just cranking it. And my God, that thing was beastly. Again, you got to match the right cab. An amp will do a 180 on tone just through what speaker cab it's coming through. It'll do a complete 180 on tone.
Brother Randy is asking, what band were you touring with back in the 90s?
I was touring with my only ever band before this one now. I was only ever in one band for almost 12 years, a band called Core. We started in our younger years and ended up touring through Europe, a bunch of whole different things, toured the States a couple of times. Totally 90s grunge. In my words, we were kind of Faith No More. When Faith No More self-destructed, you know, we kind of try to take over from that position. And, yeah, man, good times. Many gigs. At one point, we were full-time touring. It was badass. Yeah.
Brian's reporting in. He's going to use Mesa cabs with the Rev.
Yes. There you go.
Johnny asks, what cab do you like best?
Myself?
Yeah.
My favorite cab at this point, this Rivera, old school, early 90s cab. And I have 2 EVM 12Ls in there, which are a very neutral speaker, but the low end's ridiculous. It's just, everyone knows their tone and there's something with them. I don't get on with V30s. EVM 12L is my favorite speaker. I do love greenbacks. I've got some awesome greenbacks.
See Michael Bean's back.
Anyone who hasn't tried them, man, it's a neutral range, so it's not cut too much, not too much of this. It's a very flat, almost a PA speaker, very flat speaker. So you're really hearing the amp's natural tone, what it was meant to be. The speaker isn't, moving the EQ too much, the EQ curve too much. Because the V30, no matter what you're putting it through, it's going to sound like a V30 in it. It's always got that high mid spike, punchy low end. Yeah, EVM 12L, expensive speaker, but there's an eminent speaker out right now. I think it's the guy from the Deftones, his signature speaker, or the guy from Slipknot. It's one or the other, and that's a very hard to get speaker right now. But I'm hearing very good things about that. Yeah, there you go, John DeShane. Absolutely, V30 and Greenback 25. I've used that combo, but I find maybe in an X pattern it might work better, but in a vertical 212 with a horizontal up higher 12, the V30 overpowers the wattage difference between the Greenback and the V30 is too much, and I find the V30 overpowers it a little bit much. I think in separate cabs, In stereo, where you can adjust the volume and get them at more equal volume, then it's going to blend incredibly. I'm nuts for speakers, man. I've gone through them all.
Yeah. Hey, Robot Mesh Switch.
Highly recommend EVM 12Ls. And Mesa Boogie had them originally in there. All the 90s cabs, all through then, it was they were mixing EVM 12Ls and V30s in their cabs. They match well. But I think the EVM 12L is like a 200-watt speaker. Or 250. 412. V30s on the bottom, greenbacks on the top, on an angled cab. Yeah, I could probably feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I had some 412s. I've had 412s, but I'm digging 212s in stereo. Big 212s, oversized 212s. The orange cab's a nice 212.
Mm-hmm.
Mesa cab 212 is also awesome. Yeah, Scott Brockway, no shit. EVM 12Ls in a Roland JC 120. That would be badass for the cleans. Yep. Oh, my Lord. That would be as clean as you could possibly get. And, yeah, the JC 120, one of my favorite all-time amps. I need another one of those. And I think Laz has the smaller one. I think he has the 10-inch, the 2x10. But that chorus is untouchable. I think that the MP1 has the same chorus in it.
I think so.
Yeah. But that chorus, that clean. My dad had one of them. I stole it from him. He had a
JC. Says, I hear crickets. And I'm like, yeah, I hear crickets too. I think there's some crickets like right outside here.
Or in here, because we've got our chameleon, so there's crickets all over the house because they escape. So there could be some in here. Yeah, 550 Express. Mojo right. 67. I think that can get in the metal territory as well, the 550 Express.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm at the one in Trenton, Mark, for sure we can meet up. Usually I'm just in Belleville here last year or so for demos. Hey, Hogaratin. He says, howdy from hell.
Right on. Yeah, John Deshane, he has the oversized 212 Mesa cab with two V30s. Sounds great, a bit bright though. See, for me, they're not bright. There's a harshness in the high mids, which once you hear it, you can't get rid of it. So you can kind of get it out of there with a EQ in the loop. But that's what cuts in a mix. It's that. But if you're playing by yourself in a room or whatever, it's those tones which are a little harsh. But in a mix with the bass thumping and the drum kit, there it is. Boom, right out in front of everything.
Exactly.
So that's why the V30 is so special. Okay, Michael Smith, best metal amp, in my opinion, is, for me, reliving the Mesa Boogie Rectifier series, it is the king of amps. It has a thickness and girth of all freaking words that is just untouchable. Be it the dual or triple. I've got a single rectifier combo as well, which just blew my freaking mind. It's funny, back in the 90s, I remember being in a guitar center trying a dual rectifier head against a single rectifier head. And I preferred the single rectifier head. It has something so special. Yeah. Also the Tremor Verb, which is an incredible amp. But Mesa Boogie, I mean, they're out on their own. And again, depending which tone. For me, for metal and hard rock, full-on metal, the Mesa Boogie. 5150 crushers, 6505 crushers. I mean, they do. I mean, that's the tone.
Yeah. And
right now I'm rocking a Mesa Boogie. I've had a 6505. And right now, if that Mesa Boogie wasn't there and there was a 5150 or a 6505 through the right cab, probably those M12Ls, I'd be saying the 6505 because they're all freaking awesome. They are. They are. They're all incredible. But that Mesa right now, that triple rectifier in the room the other day is just, oh my Lord, that was mental. Such a sound. Nice. And we all know that sound.
Mm-hmm.
Soldano, I mean, we were talking amps. The Soldano's an incredible amp. And Mesa Boogie completely stole, and I know everyone watches everything, so everyone knows that Mesa Boogie stole the preamp circuit.
Yeah.
Direct, identical on paper. And it's just the power amp section which changes. So you got a very similar tone. Everyone knows the Soldano tone. That's an incredible amp. But one of my new ones, which is incredible, is that the Mesa preamp, the studio preamp. A lot of early Metallica, the first Metallica albums were all with that. That thing is just, who would have thought such an old preamp could create such metal tones? That thing is just mind-blowing.
Michael Smith mentions his PV Triple X, another great. Because, it had different...
that was pretty much the rectifier. That was their rectifier copy, wasn't it? And, they nailed it. Mm-hmm. And you can pick them up for a great price. Great price.
Those Jet Cities are nice, Preston.
And
you can't pick them up for a song anymore. People know what the hell Jet Cities are now.
Dude, I just missed a Jet City today. The guy, it popped back into my head. He was selling for $200 a Jet City 20, one of the 333 ones with a 1x12 cab for $200.
Oh, they're great.
Ridiculous price. You've got to buy it for that. You can mod the shit out of those as well. If you want to start modding amps, that's the one to start on. There's like 20 mod kits. Incredible.
Scott Brockway brings a good point.
If I've got the amp, I was going to mod it.
Yeah.
Go nuts on it. And Jerry Cantrell just did a interview for Facebook talking about his new song, Atone, which is bad freaking ass. Check it out. One of my superheroes, Jerry Cantrell. And behind him in his house, he had a Jet City sitting right there. Because that's Soldano preamp. That's your Mesa preamp right there.
Yeah.
Soldano worked with Jet City, and they built a Chinese version of their amp, of the slow.
Robot says, can't you just get a good metal tone out of most amps with the right pedal board and guitar? Yeah.
Absolutely. As I was saying, at that rehearsal the other day, so I'm rocking the triple rectifier, and I've got that OCD. I think I'm version 1.4 on there right now. And it's a Marshall in a box, JCM 800 in a box, whatever. Into a clean channel. My clean channel on my Helix. So I'm running the Helix through the power amp, 4-cable method. So my distortion tone is my Mesa Boogie. The clean sounds are a JC 120 in the Helix, which is super clean, sparkly clean. That with my OCD analog pedal into it will rip your freaking head off as much as the Mesa Boogie would. Mm-hmm. So absolutely, one single pedal can completely compete against a freaking full-blown tube head cranked, whatever. May not
appreciate
be
you being here, Janice.
Incredible. So recommend the OCD LPD. I think it was 87 is the one in it. That's his high gain, or is there one above that?
Yeah, no, the 87, because the green channel is a JCM 800.
Right.
And the red channel is a Jose modded.
That's what it is. So that's why it was like our discussion was you need 2 of those in one pedal.
Yeah. And which is, and of course, I just run mine now as one side's green, one side's red. So then
that pedal right there is going to give you everything you need. So you've got a killer clean amp, you've got a killer crunch, and a killer lead overdrive right there. All metal chug. Yeah. But you get multiple overdrives, man. Dude, you should see what I run in sometimes. Crank them things. Got a rat into an OCD, into a Maxon. Get the levels set right, you got a whole new tone.
Yep. No, we don't need to tell me.
I love overdrive pedals.
Yeah, if you like rats, I got that one of Lawrence's. It's like a rat, but with a bass control as well.
Yeah. That would be sick.
It is. Yeah. It is. Hey, Nerd Halen in the house.
Rat. My brother. What up, Nerd Halen? Was your nose itching? We were discussing you earlier.
That we were.
What an incredible freaking gig that was last week. How much fun, Caleb? That was mind-blowing. I mean, the band, you got the, I mean, here we go. Let's big up Caleb right now because absolutely deserved. The back line is all pro musicians. You know, you got Caleb. You can't remember the drummer and bass players' names, but they are absolute pro musicians. The drummer is just, my Lord. And then Hal up front is just Comedy Central with real soul Van Halen tones. It's most fun. The drummer said it's the best Van Halen gig he's ever done. And last week's gig was a special moment. It was such an incredible moment. And we had the girl from the Hot for Teacher video there as well. It was just so awesome.
Oh, cool.
Everyone should have been there because it was so freaking awesome.
I want to shout out, we also got John, ZD351 in the house, another OG channel supporter. Great to see John in here. Tune in from Australia as well.
Rock on, mate.
Melbourne area.
In Australia, and we wish you love and strength and, you know, keep the power, baby.
Michael Smith also mentions his Fender Machete amp is awesome. If you haven't heard one before, it's killer.
Right, yeah, I heard, yes. That was a 90s amp, I believe. That was around the Triple X, and I think that's another James Brown design, pretty sure. Hey, I love you too, Caleb. That was such an incredible evening. You know, you guys are going to go places, and this world needs to open so everyone can have some Nerd Halen. You know,
definitely.
It really was. They are so unique and so mind blowing. To sit through a set live is just someone else, because talk about take the pressure off.
Right.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Yeah. You think freaking. Who's the crazy band who dress up like the 80s? What are they called? What are they called?
Who?
The ones who dress up like the 80s.
Oh.
He brought his pedal out, the freaking pussy melt.
Oh, Steel Panther?
Steel Panther. Dude, Steel Panther should be supporting Nerd Halen. I tell you.
Right.
Nerd Halen, kill it.
Hello and welcome, Queen Team 74 says hi from Scotland, guys. Welcome. Mojo 7 says kiss. Everyone else will say Steel Panther.
My dad was from Edinburgh. Love you, brother. And big love to the guitologists. Anyone know them? No, not the guitologists, the freaking guitar souls.
Who are the
guys know the guitar souls?
I'm not sure if I do.
Levi Clay and Mike McLaughlin. Yeah. They're badass. They're badass people.
Zach Thong says he's been looking at a Tonewood amp. Very nice. They're cool. I agree. Michael summed up.
Now, the
Absolute best Van Halen band with amazing twist, bar none. Yep.
It's something that I can't even describe it. You know, you can watch it on video and you can see, yeah, they're all really good, and you hear the band sound, but you've got to be there for the show. It's a show. It's a show. It's plus the real deal. You're watching you're getting a Van Halen concert with a whole bunch of fun on top of it, which I guess is a Van Halen concert, isn't it? So there you go. You're getting a Van Halen concert. You are.
And someone's got to do it. So it might as well be Caleb.
Well, first and foremost, Hal's voice is incredible. There ain't no bullshit here. You know what I mean? Hal's voice is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not just he's not a superstar actor. He's also has an incredible voice, and he's a full-on musician, guitar player. He's a legend.
Hey, Ian Nunez. That's right, Mayhem. Rest in peace, Dusty Hill.
Yeah, Joey Jordison, my favorite drummer. He inspired my kid.
Other Left says, just picked up a Lab Series L5. Going to see what I can get out of it. Nice.
John DeShane, we speak the same language. I had I had the TC50. It was a great paddle platform. But I didn't dig the overdrive. I wasn't sold on it. I had number 42. I was right there when they came out. And it was there, but it was too Marshall for me, really. For a bit more of a American Mesa tone. Cheers, Preston Smith. Take care, brother.
You need a nice, clean Fender amp, Scott. That's what you need. Pedal platform, Mr. Pedalhead.
Yeah.
Cheers, Preston.
Fender Blues Deluxe, or is it the hot rod Fender?
Yeah, same thing, just a little edgier. Yeah. Doesn't matter. You're going to play them
I
clean
had
anyway.
Both. Yeah, the Blues Deluxe I preferred because you had that vintage tone to it, and the horror. I think the Blues Deluxe had a better overdrive on it than the hot rod.
Well, the Blues Deluxe has next to no gain. Like I couldn't play it direct. There was not enough gain for me in any way.
Oh, in the drive?
Yeah.
Well, it's based more towards tweed. There's no gain in it, but you put a pedal in the amp, it's freaking, and it's loud as hell. It's a working man's amp for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, bulletproof as well.
He's like, no, I need a good dirty tube amp. Nah, you need a good clean amp too.
Man, if you've got all the heavy tones and you've got a really good clean,
see you, T. Ricky. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Jarrett, take T's spot. There we are. 78 people watching.
Dude, that's badass. Thank you, everyone, so much. I'm so happy to be here. This is rocking.
Yeah.
I'll talk guitars all day and all night.
Let's see. Nobody likes the drive channels on hot rods. Until you swap out the tubes.
Well, swapping out the tubes, that just gets you so you can turn the volume up more and have more control over the volume gain. Hey,
Milt. Well, it's like, Richie, he's got the Seafoam Bastard amp, which started as a DeVille, which is same thing. And he went down that rabbit hole of buying vintage old stock tubes.
He's in all the tubes, yeah.
Yeah, he went all vintage old stock tubes, so he's running some RCA tubes or something, or Phillips tubes, and he's just like, and then he's like, dude, I finally dialed in the Seafoam Bastard, so I plug into it, and I'm like, fuck, dude, this thing sounds like tits. This is nice. He's like, yeah. He's gotten to the point now where, because you know how he is, he's so transient with gear. He gets an amp in, sees what it needs for tubes, pulls out his nice vintage tubes, boom, 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 boom. He'll play with the amp for a couple of months, go to sell it, pull out all his nice tubes, put shitty tubes back in.
I've done the same many times. Yeah, many times. I've had to actually get rid of good tubes to get rid of an amp as well. It's like it works both ways, but no, tubes are huge. Tubes are huge. I had some classic old RCAs. I've put in amps and some Mullards, and it does make a huge difference. But again, it's a whole new circle of mayhem in your mind that twists you.
I think Richie may have even found a Bugle Boy or two.
Wow.
Yeah.
But again, let's get back to speakers. Speakers will make way more difference at way less cost.
Yeah.
And you can find your tone in a speaker more than you can.
I'm staying away from that rabbit hole. Like I'm just ignorant of bliss.
It's a cheap rabbit hole because a lot of people get rid of cabs.
Yeah.
And they'll have killer speakers in them. I mean, try a Creamback. Creamback are such an awesome speaker, and people get rid of cabs, look what's in them, and you're like, damn. And that will change your tone. You have 3 or 4 different cabs, you're set.
Yeah.
Set for tones.
I figure at some point I got to retube.
There you go. Get a runt or a small box. Yeah. That's a good one. Well, small box is going to cost you a lot more, and I'd love a small box, but the runt is badass. The runt is incredible. So is the JJ. If I was going to, I'd pick a J. I'd have a JJ over a runt to have that option.
Yeah.
The JJ channel is incredible. Don't drive it saturated. Turn the gain down on the JJ channel. Crank the volume, and it's like heaven.
As Jerry would.
Yes. Incredible amp. I mean, we demoed them in the Friedman booth against the JJ100. So you got 100 watt against a 20 watt, both going through the same cabs and same whatever rack he was running with all that stuff in it. And God, you couldn't A/B the difference. Maybe slightly more bottom end on the 100, but not a majorly
no, not enough to make it worth going to the big amp.
Yeah, JJ20.
Ron says the B is his dream amp, but I could have done with a small. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But the Runt 20 is incredible. The Runt 50 is also an incredible amp.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically getting a lot more power there, but you don't need it. The 20 gets really loud.
Robot Master Switch says if you want to run fuzz pedals with your Fenders, go ahead and try it. I don't. Yeah, but if I want to run fuzzes, I'm going to run them into like an 87 set up clean, so it gives me a Marshall tone anyways. Because that's the nice thing about Lawrence's pedal. Like if you turn down the gain, then it does sound like a clean Marshall or a clean Vox or.
Rock on, Michael Smith. Big love, brother.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, my friend.
Legend right there. One of the nicest people ever.
Damn straight. True legend.
And his missus. She rocks.
I haven't met her yet.
You didn't meet her?
No.
Yeah,
she was just like mysteriously absent whenever I was around. Or I was absent whenever she was around. I don't know. We'll meet one day. I'm planning a trip up to Denver at some point anyway, so.
Hey, maybe I'll meet you there. We're going chill at Ike's. And
that's the plan.
I
the new store.
Yeah. We'll do there in Arizona. But I'd love to meet you in Colorado. That's not too bad for me.
I wonder, how far would it be to drive from Denver down into Phoenix?
Nightmare, but it'd be a beautiful drive. I mean, anywhere long's a nightmare, but who cares?
Yeah. What do we care? We're musicians. We can handle it.
Boner Jams. What up, Rockstar?
Sup, Boner Jams? The one and only. The sexiest metalhead that I know. Boner Jams.
Great. It's great. Love the show.
Yeah.
Metal Wednesdays on the Johnny Bean TV.
Yeah.
Let's big up the legends. The mighty Johnny Bean.
Yeah.
I think we all know each other because of Johnny Bean. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. But man, talk about link people together. Johnny is just pure class. But yeah, loving the show, Boner Jams.
Symmetry says I inherited a PV, a PV 5150 412 from my nephews. Nice. Found a JCM 950 watt. Getting a dual reverb for 600 Canadian. Wow, can't complain, but my neighbors could. Yep. Let me know what you think of it. I hear some people don't care for the 900s. It's okay, Janice. Welcome back. Thanks for posting links to JJ's channel, Terry. Is that okay? Yeah. And also, JJ has a channel for the band as well that has some live stuff on it. Stonehill, which is some great stuff.
More coming, man. You know, this world sucks. We're trying to break it through and do some stuff. Love my music, man.
Mm-hmm. See, we got 76 people in the house. Nice. Go for a while longer, folks. If I can keep talking, it's always a bonus.
Yeah, the singer from my band is he's Josh Paskowitz from a band called The Flies from the early 2000s. I just got to big him up because I just feel so honored to be. He's like a cross between Chris Cornell and. I don't know, man. And I know that's a big name to throw out there, but Ben's heard him. He's just an incredible singer. And to be in the presence of someone singing like that, anyone in a band who's got a singer up front who just turns it on and has a voice of a freaking angel and it's godly, he blows my mind, man. So I'm just honored to be with these musicians. And hopefully one day you guys can hear it all in its true form, how it's meant to be heard. Got belief in the music, man.
Thanks, Sean. Sean says, great show, guys. Sean Zimmerman, another OG. Joe C's in the house. Good to see Joe C in here. Ken Singleton says, let me in Facebook. What, did you send me a friend request? If you did, I can check after the show. Terry says, yeah, he has an awesome, flexible voice. He does. And a kind soul. Just a kind soul. Oh, man. He's awesome. Hell of a painter, too.
Who, Josh? Well, I mean, Josh got to tour with the Stones in a stadium tour. That's pretty freaking gnarly, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
You know, he talks stories of that, hanging with those guys, and it's just, you know, incredible, really, to tour with the Stones. But his voice,
I enjoyed.
We'll hear him one day. We'll get him out there, and his voice is incredible. It's pure 90s. We're going for 90s. We're gonna bring back grunge. I don't give a fuck. Heavy grunge, that era. Alice in Chains, my favorite band.
I wouldn't say it's so much grunge, but more of an Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, but with more of a Doorsy vibe at times, where you just go off, do your thing, Led Zeppelin type, some Soundgarden influences in there.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, some 80s in there. Is Depeche Mode. Great. I mean, I've got that British sound as well, but man, I love my music. We're gonna get it out there. It's coming. Who was that?
Exactly, Robot. Chains and Soundgarden were never grunge. Yeah, but they get lumped in as grunge just by geography.
It's that period. Anything in the 90s, man. I mean, Tool grunge, not really, but it's that whole scene. Smashing Pumpkins. I mean,
alt rock, as Mayhem said. Yeah, it's all
the new generation. They need to be in the front of a mosh pit, going freaking nuts and feeling the music, you know. And no more disco beats.
True.
It's funny. I went and scored some weed in a freaking dispensary earlier, and they were cranking Pantera and Chevelle and all these bands. I'm like, dude, what's with the music? This is awesome. You guys will check me out. And there's this girl there, younger girl, and she's all tattooed up in black with black makeup. I'm like, right on. Keep it real.
Yeah, at some point, there's always going to be a 22-year-old that's still pissed off at their parents. And that's what keeps rock and roll going, which is great.
Yeah, sure, Cinnamon. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, exactly, Symmetry.
For me. I saw him in 91 at Reading and on the first tour, and it blew my mind.
I think every Seattle band played the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver before making it big. Yeah, every one of them. Thanks, Michael B. Appreciate it, my brother. Thank you very much. He says, hope all are doing well. Have a great week, all.
Yeah, rock on, man.
You too. Another OG, Michael B.
Yeah, Michael's a rocker. He's in a couple of bands right now.
Yep. Hopefully keep him busy.
Yeah, Poison Idea. Right on.
Club Soda too. Yeah. Yeah, I had a bunch of friends move out to Vancouver in the early 90s because that was our Seattle, LA all wrapped up in one, because Toronto was just known for cover bands.
Yeah, Don DeShane, Alice in Chains Forever, man. Check out Jerry's new single, Atone. It's everyone check it out. It's a beautiful song.
Yep.
Guy's voice is mind-blowing. Oh, I love the Jerry and Lane talk. Don't even start, man.
Mm-hmm.
Saw him once on the Jar of Flies tour back in the day, and it was just brought me to tears.
I'm trying to. When I saw them, I think they were still doing Facelift. I don't think Dirt had even come out. Dirt might have just come out, because I'm thinking it was like November of '92 when I saw them. They were headlining their first shows, basically. And it was at a 1,200 seat club. The concert hall for you Toronto people.
Bona Jams. Freaking bastard. Check him out. Go. Four favorite bands of all time. I mean, I'm always going to, love my music, and we all grew up through different things where you start. Sure. I mean, I go right back to Cat Stevens, Neil Young, and all the Woodstock era shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I was like 12, 13 years old, listening to all that stuff. But really, I mean, I can't help myself. I will put Alice in Chains at number one. I just have to do it.
Well, you should. You should, because, dude, I've heard you noodle. It's like sitting Jerry in the room.
They moved my life. They were there for a period in my life, and it was all meant to be. And it's still now. It just every day. It's just so huge on me. Yeah,
and I'm not saying you're like a clone of Jerry's playing, but I've told you before. I hear it in your hands, and I'm just like, damn. Like if I was to put together an Alice in Chains tribute act, I'd be like,
I want to do a song with him, man. I'd love.
JJ's the guitar player, hands down.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, Alice in Chains. I mean, I'm going to go that period. I'm going to go 90s. Rage Against the Machine are way up there in the top 4 because that first album just was so freaking mental.
Yeah.
Pantera, number 4. Who am I going to throw in there? And I've got to throw him in there because he is everything to me in my life, and that's Bob Marley. God bless you.
Nice.
So yeah, complete 180 of everything. But Desert Island bands, albums, forever. Those 4 would just have me sitting happy right there. Bob Marley and Alice in Chains and Pantera. Oh my God, and Rage Against the Machine. And every Rage Against, it wasn't just that first album. I mean, there's some which kind of didn't move me as much, but
sure.
That period when that first album hit.
And that was a strong first album.
I've seen them like 3 times, and it's not just the album, but the movement in the crowd, because I was way the fuck up front, right in the mosh pit, losing fucking shoes, going fucking crazy, out of my mind. And when the fucking drops would come and they'd start bringing you back up slowly, and then it would fucking explode. Would it explode? It was like a freaking bomb, dude. Just movement.
Sure.
Yeah. And Korn, of course. How can I forget the mighty Korn? Oh, my Lord. Talk about... We were touring in Texas when I first heard Korn. We were touring with a band called, Dumpster, which was so freaking heavy. They were an incredible band. They were called Dumpster. And they played us Korn for the first time. And they think they had a pre-release from the label.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I mean, I don't think I could stop thinking about them for the rest of the tour. And that was on the tour bus the whole freaking time. Yeah, it was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. And Limp Bizkit, love them or hate them. They,
I was just thinking last week when I posted, I'm like, I think Fred's wearing a wig. And out of nowhere you come in, it's a fucking wig.
Dude, Fred was bald. When we were hanging with him back in the day, he was bald. Back then he was losing his hair, but
yeah. And I was just like, well, he would know. I'm like, JJ would know. Yeah. Speaking of trouble, the other half of Metal Wednesdays, Jay Hannon in the house.
Then dumped our ass. But still love him because he got me where I wanted to be. Yeah, 7/8. Rock on, brother. Gizmachi in the freaking hizzle. Rock on. The album kills. Kills, brother.
I was wearing my Gizmachi shirt the other day.
That's the duo. That's the dirty duo right there. The Metal Wednesday team.
Yep.
Love it. I've been lurking every show, guys. I'll be back in the chat.
Yeah, summer's your busy time.
Whenever I'm in the chat, I start picking, because normally everything's turned on. We just got back from rehearsal, so everything's like not plugged in, but normally everything's turned on, and I can't stop playing music, man. And that's what it's all about, playing the guitar and creating. Very creative. When I'm in my creative mode, I have to keep writing.
Hey, Rick Hefner. He says, wow, didn't get a notification. It happens. Yeah.
What's up, Rick? Old school right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's your go-to guitar these days?
Still my Charvel. Yeah. Charvel. It's got the D tuner on it, and we do songs in drop D, and we're tuned a whole tone down, so we're in D, so we go to drop C. And pretty much that. And then my Music Man Axis is my second, that's my backup. They have the right tones in the amp. It all comes through perfectly. I could rock my Ibanez's, but man, there's some that I can't put that Charvel down. That's the one that's worked. I've written all my songs on it.
Yeah. That's
going to be the guitar. Everything comes out of that guitar. So
I was going to say, yeah, you'd pick it up more than anything else. Whenever I was
it's something else. And it's so funny with the guitars because we've fallen out of love before, but I brought it back into love. Like when you start fucking with it, like changing strings, they fucking hate it when you change the strings. I put new strings on. It's not it's like, you got to bring it back in.
Yep.
I'm a dead string guy. I like dark, dead strings. I can always turn the treble up, you know what I mean? But bright strings are they're angry at you,
Right. Hey, Metalhead Hippie.
but that the neck's been off multiple times, tweaking here and there, and sometimes you can put it in a position where it's like you've lost all the feel out of the guitar.
Yeah,
and you've got to bring it all back.
Yeah, like after I played it and you cleaned the neck, you're like,
well, you've seen how ugly that guitar gets. It's like Johnny Bean.
Oh yeah, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, my Music Man Axis is like that as well. It's so disgusting, but if you clean them, it's like it's a different guitar. It's like having your shitty old car and then you clean it all out, and it's like, oh, I got my new car. Fuck, it ain't the same. Freaking car.
Yeah,
you ain't kicking shit at your feet
it loses all the character.
It loses it all, and the guitars. Everyone knows the feel of your guitar, the embodiment of holding it is. So number one is that. Yeah, that's my gigging, and when we gig again, but my playing guitar. But I do have my Gibson Les Paul, which my dad gave me on my 18th birthday, and that's my pride and joy. It's an old one, 1968, and that is when you hold those old guitars. I was fortunate enough to tour with that guitar, and really it became one with me, and that is my absolute magic guitar, and she's upstairs right now, but that is the real deal. It's only 4 years. It's 4 years younger than me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was fucking beat when I got it in the 80s. It was beat. The neck pickup had all the lines on it where it was just played so hard, like from some jazz guitarist or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's always been beat. And I beat the crap out of it. Got stolen once on tour. Stolen. And then ended up in a bush. And we had the whole backstage looking for it overnight. It was in a big festival. And we were in the ground sleeping overnight, and it ended up funnily appearing in a bush the next morning because, dude, my wife walked in, but that was like losing a child. It really fucking was when that guitar went missing. My dad, he flew, God bless my dad, rest in peace. I remember picking him up from the train station, and he'd always bring me a guitar back when he went off on business, and he came back my 18th birthday, and I picked him up at the train station, and he goes, check this out. My dad was a musician, and we were standing at the back of the car, and he opened that case, and there it was, a Les Paul Black Beauty. I know I'm going big on this, but that is my number one guitar. That is everything to me, and I discussed it with my son, that it goes to him, and this is like, that's your family heirloom. This goes fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Unless it's the most deepest, darkest fucking moment.
Exactly.
I remember walking in the Guitar Center to potentially sell that one day, and it didn't happen. But that thing has seen some fucking stories. I could tell as many stories as I can, man.
That's true, and we've sat up many a night. Badass. We've sat up many a night telling stories. Yeah. Janice says she hasn't changed strings since 2014.
That's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, if I was going on stage to do an important gig with those old strings, you've got to kind of question yourself. But as long as you've got a backup guitar, but like Eddie Van Halen, God bless you, Eddie, the king. You know what I mean? He boiled his strings. He wanted that freaking brightness out of them. Make him dare turn the treble up. There's something about the feel in those strings, man. All that shit on them. I love it. Oh, bass player back in the old band way back. He'd clean his strings all the freaking time and new strings, and it was so fucking perfect. Like, dude, get over it, man. I love my
It's funny. I'll go ages before, like, I'll go a year before changing strings. But then when I change them, I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm like, it's a new guitar again. So I'm like, oh, holy crap. Okay.
It is a new guitar.
Yeah, because it sounds
you got to find your moment again. It becomes something else.
Well, yeah, I go from
so
like,
bizarre.
Especially with my number one being a humbucker, it turns into a Les Paul type guitar with dead strings. You ride the humbucker all the time, put new strings on it. I'm playing up in my country with single coil mode for like a month.
I'm so freaking crazy, Ben. I will put new strings on and go, something's not right. So I will take them off, put them on another guitar, and take old strings off another guitar and put them in until everything starts feeling happy. And I get lost in the circle. I'll end up with the new strings, play them in, and then a few weeks later, I'm like, oh, All right. We're back where we were. Everything's fucking chill out, man. You know what I mean? I'm fucking crazy. Music, man. I really am crazy with that shit. I'm fucking nuts with it. You are too, Ben. Don't look at me like that.
Well, I know.
I'm
the exact same.
Feeling this too. It has to be right.
Like literally, when it's time to change strings, is when I look down and all 3 plain strings are just black.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's time now. Maybe.
But you know what? I got a lot of guitars, and sometimes I pick them up, and magical moments happen because I've always got record ready to fucking press on my recording system to catch riffs, catch magical moments, and you know, every guitar is different. And that interview with Jerry Cantrell the other day, it's funny. They're like, well, you know, what comes first, the song or the riff? And he's like, well, 99% of the time it's the riff. He goes, sometimes you do get that moment where vocals are first and the riff will come, but it's very rare. He goes, for us and all the bands I've been in, which is basically Alice in Chains and his solo projects, it's always the riff first.
Right.
And he's like, but what's really strange is when he's writing stuff or whatever, when he picks
Metalhead Hippie. Everyone, check out Metalhead Hippie later tonight.
Legend right there. Keep the music alive, and he does it, man.
Damn straight.
Jerry Cantrell was saying when he picks up a new guitar, he always plays it different, and he comes up with most of his riffs when he picks up a new guitar. Like plays someone else's guitar for some reason. His kind of connection with the guitar creates something new. Yeah, and that's the thing with having multiple guitars. You know, you pick up.
I get it. You pick up a different guitar, you play differently.
You play differently, and you can just jam for 3 hours, then pick up another guitar, and you're going to play something completely freaking different. That connection is something special. So that's why, like, number 1 guitars, number 2 guitars, they really are. They really are, man. Yeah. But number 1 right now, that Charbel Japan. Pure quality, incredible. 22 fret fucking shred machine, riff monster. Tuned to tone down to D and drop C with a D tuner. It's a beast. Yeah. 10 to 46. A little sloppy on the down tune, but they feel good to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I get it. What are the pickups in it?
In that one, I have let's have a look at her. Okay. So that's a stock 59. That's what it came with.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Evo 2 Steve Vai pickup.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It did come with a JB. And I have that in another Charbel. But this thing has like really it's it's got the cocked wah sound. You know, it has that nasally sound to it.
Sure.
Which would be the kind of low mids, I guess. It's got kind of it's the Steve Vai Evo 2. And I can't get away from this pickup. I want to put them in all the guitars. I really do. I tried JBs, which are sick, and but oh my god, I can't get away from the Evo 2s.
And it's green.
And it's green. Like I had the option. I have a yellow one as well, which actually used to live in this. I did play with a yellow one, and then I got an Ibanez Gem, and it had the blue. Can't remember what they're called. Some weird pickup that Vi came out with, and I didn't like them. And I ordered I put this one in it first, and I put the yellow one. No, I ordered a green Evo 2 for it, and ended up swapping the yellow one into the Ibanez, and then the green Evo 2 into this. I'll show you the Ibanez.
See you, Billy.
Where is it? Oh, this says Evo 2s are a sick pickup, man, and pretty high gain.
Sure.
So that's an Evo 2 as well. It looks sick in that guitar. This thing plays like a legend. Yeah.
I don't think I've played that one.
No. I traded this for a 7-string Ibanez.
Okay.
Not one of my OG ones. It was for a more modern 7-string, and Again, you find the sweet deals.
Well, see, now you've hooked Jay now, right? You just said 7-string Ibanez, and he's just like, what? Huh?
Yeah. Well, me and Jay have had we've had our talks before. He knows I'm an Ibanez 7 guy. I'm
Yeah.
7/620s.
Photos of me playing
I had
one.
the late 90s 7/620s. I love an original Universe. I had a reissue Universe, where the Indonesian ones, but I could never set it up perfectly. It sounded killer, it looked killer. I am a Steve Vai freak. Of all the big inspirations, outside of Jerry Cantrell, but really just turning my corner outside of a friend from when I was a kid who was a Rainbow freak and Richie Blackmore freak. And I used to watch his fingers and he'd rock all these Richie Blackmore tunes. I'm like, damn, Yeti, you're fucking crazy. He super inspired me. And then Steve Vai and Joe Satriani, that gig they did in France back in the 80s,
right,
where he played for the Love of God for the first time. That was his first live appearance playing that song. It freaking blew my mind. And Vai's always been my guy, Ibanez forever, Jay. I'm an Ibanez freak. Funny, I'm not playing them live right now, though, or rehearsing. I got some beautiful Ibanezes. Love them. But that Charvel's ridiculous.
Yeah, that Charvel is next level.
Yeah, it's insane. The neck's ridiculous. Eddie would love that neck. Eddie would come down and shred that neck. Has the magic neck.
Oh yeah, he'd want to take that guitar away. He'd be like, "Yeah, I need to take this with me." You're like, "I don't know about that."
I beat the hell out of that guitar as well. And I mean, it's not that I want to. It's just it's played like it should be played. It's not babied at all. That thing rocks it for me. I give it all to it, and it gives it all to me. It's crazy.
Mayhem says, "I own a few Ibanezes." Yes, you do. Ibanez? Yeah. Ibanezes.
But again, the Japanese link, though. Ibanezes are not Ibanezes until they say made in Japan on them. And, no diss on the other ones. I mean, there's some beautiful guitars. I think it was the South Korean ones back in the day were still very high quality because they were the same parts, just it was like assembled somewhere else and maybe the final finish. But the South Koreans had it down, But Ibanez Japan, Fujigen, for me, it's going back home. I pick up one of the old shredders, and that's like, oh, I'm back in my bedroom. I'm back home. It feels so natural. So natural. Yeah, love the Ibanez, man. I mean, the quality is just incredible. But
I have 2 Ibanez basses. That's all I have. Both my basses are Ibanez.
Right. And even the lower quality ones are still incredible stuff. They still put it. I mean, anything now is pretty badass. There ain't nothing cheap, is there? You can turn it into something.
Yep.
Jay, the Charvel you show me reminds me of a surfboard.
Yeah, well, since we do have a couple bass players in the chat, and we're talking Ibanez.
Oh. We got bass players. I'll pull out the Aria Pro 2 because that's badass.
Here's my bass.
Yeah.
One of them.
Can't compare, can you, Jay? I mean,
how is this? Yeah, it's an SR or SDGR. Sound good,
right? That's killer. Sweet guitar.
Yeah, this one 4-band EQ. Dual pickups.
I bet it sounds badass, man.
It does. Very, very versatile. It's green too.
Oh, John DeShane, me and John DeShane have a lot of similar things, but he's not an Ibanez fan. Very interesting.
And it has flat wounds on it currently, apparently. I forgot.
Nice. And John, remember, Ibanez going very different directions. Check out some of the 70s Ibanez Les Pauls because they were incredible. So maybe you are an Ibanez fan. I don't know. Because them Ibanez 70s Les Pauls is not an RG, but still an incredible guitar. Ibanez are a huge company. They made so many different things.
Enough of you and your challenges, Mayhem. You're killing me.
Scott Brockaway, not an Ibanez fan either. Yeah, it was an era, once I picked up those guitars in the 80s, I mean, my dream guitar was an Ibanez gem, the desert yellow Ibanez gem, or the green, the Loch Ness green. Still my dream guitar. Dave Nesdell has them all, of course.
He does. He's been flipping a lot more guitars lately too.
And then freaking 7/8 with his swirl guitar. Damn you, 7/8. How lucky.
Yeah, but not just any swirl guitar either,
Larry's
right?
guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, you must have freaked the F out getting that guitar in the mail. I mean, damn. That's crazy.
All right, see you, Janice. We're going to go for a little while longer here. So if you guys have any last minute questions, comments.
Any more Helix users in the chat? Any crazy, like, obsessive Helix users?
That's a good question. Is there?
Hey, Jay's playing the custom shop swirl right now. Dude, can't believe you got that guitar. That's badass.
Yeah.
I mean, serious. Damn.
Yeah,
S-Type as well. I have an S-Type. The S-Type is incredible. How comfortable is that guitar to play if you're on the couch or whatever? Because it's so light and so thin. It's just incredible. Yeah. Yeah, I think the custom, Larry Custom Shop's the S-Type. There you go, Lars Guitars. You know what's up, brother. Incredible. I can tone the new orange Rockaverb in the Helix from the last download. I can tone match that to my triple rec at high volumes, and it sounds identical. You can A/B, can't tell the difference. That's how good the Helix is.
So Ken Singleton, he has a Helix. Laz isn't obsessive, but loves his stomp. John Shane had a Helix for a minute. Washed my hands by a tube amp. And
yeah, Mickey Settlemyer had an 80s 540S. Incredible guitars. Mayhem, I make my own patches. I've downloaded some, but it's all about what you're hearing it through. I think the people who make their patches and put them up for download, they're hearing it through their rig. You've got to always adjust them for your rigs. I just make my own patches, and I generally tone match amps that I have, as ridiculous as it is. And then for me, the Helix is more about the effects. You can get crazy with it. You can just, you can go. There's so many effects in it.
Yeah, that's why I like even just the HX effects, because
it's incredible. And you can tone match those effects to real analog pedals, and you could A/B them, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. You just got to get the ears to feel where you want it, and you're off. Highly recommend the Helix. Money well spent.
I like that Helix too, Symmetry.
Be it just the HFX effects, incredible.
Randy Crooks is still stuck on his Keeley dark side right now.
No, John DeShane, I don't do the whole bypass thing. I run mine in 4-cable method, so I'm pretty much using the amp straight into the Mesa or whatever power amp, and it sounds like a real amp. I don't use the preamps. The preamps are a bit too thin, but you can manipulate those amps through a real power amp to sound like the real thing, because you're actually using 2 power amp. Yeah.
PC Rich says Helix
the high pass filter thing, I don't know. Again, I think that's when you're going straight out into a PA, then you've got to do it to get rid of that high shrill that Dave Friedman always talks about that you can never get rid of in modeling. Well, you can with the high pass filter thing. You dial it in right, you're set. There's some tones out there which are incredible. I mean, there's some huge bands using the Helix. Huge bands.
Yep.
Easy. Get on a freaking plane with a little freaking package and go to a huge freaking, stadium, whatever, and there it is, straight through the PA.
The answer to Symmetry, what was their other big hit? Heavy Metal Love?
Yeah, Mojo 67. The G system's incredible.
All right, cheers, Scott. Have a good one, buddy. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Guitar Trade 313. You're welcome. Now that song's going to be stuck in your head for the next 3.5 minutes. You're welcome.
There you go, Laz. Yeah, stomp into a Black Star. I mean, there you go. Yes, Maitri. Heavy Metal Love forever. Yeah, high pass filter. Yeah, low pass filter gets rid of the high end.
Yeah.
Okay, Jarrett Beach, power amp do you use? Actually, it's all, I got multiple setups because I'm a tone freak. So for home use, I can do anything. So for live, I'm using a real power amp. I'm using the Mesa, the Mesa triple rectifier, the power amp from that. The Helix goes into that. But at home, I've got multiple kind of things. So the Fryette power station is, I used to have the Mesa.
See you, Caleb. Cheers,
Mesa
buddy.
power amp. And also I had a Fryette as well, the old school power amp. But now I'm using the Fryette power station because then you can attenuate the amps. That thing's ridiculous. Hey, rock on, Nerd Halen. Onwards and upwards, brother.
John says I'm going to get a HX Stomp as a backup rig. Coming. Good idea, John, because you can put any Helix patch into a Stomp. You just can't adjust everything because of limitations of the footprint of the Stomp.
Yeah, but the Helix, you can do the Helix floor is mind blowing.
Yeah.
And I've had mine for a few years now, done multiple gigs with them, multiple rehearsals. I've stomped the shit out of it, and it's still going strong. No, but for me, mainly, I mean, I can tone match amps, but I love it. Nothing better than seeing a freaking amp and a cab in front of you and just freaking cranking it,
yeah,
rather than a little box, you know what I mean? But for effects, incredible. The delays are incredible. All the effects are incredible.
Yeah, Jarrett, same idea.
Yeah, Jarrett Beach he's running a triple rec. What an amp, dude.
Nice.
Running a Rocktron Prophecy. So, yeah, I mean, I love the Rocktron stuff. Been trying to get into Teleflex recently, but the guy won't get back to me. I love my rack gear. That Mesa preamp's ridiculous.
Symmetry was checking out some Helix. I know those lyrics.
Helix lyrics?
Yeah.
They're Canadian, aren't they, Helix?
Yep. Yeah, and they may have retired. I don't know because of COVID if they're going to still come back or not. They may come back and do one last show, let alone tour. But yeah, I think they're pretty much done at this point. They were around a long time.
Yeah, large guitars. The Pod XT, still an incredible piece of equipment. There's still people, even though we have the Helix, there's still people who talk about effects from their pods, which they still can't quite reach in the Helix. So it's funny how that works.
Yeah.
No, John, I've got the PS50, not the 100. I didn't see the point of the 2 channels because, yeah, I'll get a boost, but I can do that in the Helix just by adjusting a parameter. I can do the same thing with the Helix. But the Fryette Power Station, incredible piece of gear. Has the effects loop as well. So like my Soldano, which has a horrible effects loop, I can use the Soldano into the Fryette, and I've got its own separate effects loop. Yeah.
Perfect.
Ridiculous as it is, but yeah.
We've got a little over 2 hours.
Damn! Let's keep rocking.
I hear somebody upstairs who may want to use the internet. Not the band Helix, Ian? Come on. So any parting words, my friend?
John DeShane, the 100 watt isn't stereo, is it? It's just 2 separate mono channels. It's not stereo. That would have been killer if they'd made it stereo.
Yes.
Jarrett never tried wireless. Never tried wireless. I don't think I could deal with that. I don't know.
Nice. I've used it. I used it more as a gimmick than anything else, I never needed to use it, that's for sure. You were just excited, Laz. We get it.
Ken Singleton, I've heard good things about the Cortex. I think they've still got a couple of years to catch up. Apparently the sound's really good, but again, I can tone match the Helix to real amps, and it sounds identical, and you can A/B, and you can't hear the difference. So you're already there with the Helix. Nothing can sound better if it tone matches to a real amp. It doesn't.
Thanks, Symmetry.
They're all doing the same freaking thing, but the Helix is an easy platform to learn. Very simple.
Appreciate it, bud.
Dude, thanks for the love, guys. It's been freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Back in the saddle.
Yeah, well, definitely. We're not going to wait so long next time before we do this again. So definitely, he'll be back,
down, man.
And you know, I think you hold the record for most appearances on the channel, and that record will never be broken.
Serious? It's, you know, I used to be pretty hardcore. We used to have some great shows, man. Freaking badass.
Just wait till I get the better internet, then we can start going longer again. That'll be awesome. So, John DeShane, thanks.
Met some new friends, John DeShane, and some new names. Thank you so much. We all think alike. Boop, boop.
Yep.
I love it.
It's all good. It's all in the pursuit of tone, that's for sure. So definitely, you know,
go for the love of music, man. The pursuit of tone and the love of music.
Exactly.
Keep creating, keep writing, give it to your kids. Let's pass this shit on.
So
they've got to be as crazy as us.
You get your choices, folks. I recommend, you know, go hit the room, you know, do what you need to do, grab yourself a fresh cold snack, then head over to Metalhead Hippie or over to Halenville over on Fruitcake Tony's channel and do a Ben invasion. Say it's a Canuck invasion. He'll know. Yep. I'll be back tomorrow night with Terry and Tom for Canucks with Guitar.
Yeah.
We're talking. I don't know what we're talking about. We've got stuff to discuss. Thanks very much, Laz. Appreciate it. Thanks. Check out Laz as well. He's like modern.
Laz is the best.
Live on air. I haven't done that in years. Hopefully, I'll start doing that again once I get some more bandwidth.
Hey, Laz, say hi to Johnny tomorrow. I think you're meeting up with him.
Yeah.
Rock on, brother.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, invasion from Canuckistan. Exactly, Terry. Terry can put some links in the chat there. We've got Metalhead Hippies live, and we've got over on Fruitcake Tony's channel, Halenville. If you want to talk Van Halen, do that. Sure, either way, it's good. So again, thanks, JJ. Obviously, hold the line, and thanks everybody that tuned in tonight. Lots of new names in here. It's awesome. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. Give us a like if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow. Got a variety of videos coming up. Might even shoot a demo this week. Who knows? We'll see. Waiting on a new pedal. Will it arrive tomorrow? Doubtful, but you never know. Fingers crossed. And until next time, I'm Ben. That's JJ. Cheers. Rock on. Hold those doors open. Let that lady in ahead of you in traffic.
Keep the music alive. Stay sane.
Things, you know, Doug's wife's real. You know, keep stick on the ice. And of course, where's the end thing? There we go. Don't litter. Don't litter.
Dale Palmer, big love, brother.
Deal at the end.